So there's a huge hype on the new stock on the block, which is Virgin Galactic, that shoot people up in the sky and let them breathe a little bit of space air and comes down. Now let's look a little bit into the stock, because we are answering today the question, will Virgin Galactic stock crash? Because, and I promise you I will answer this question in just a couple of seconds directly in the beginning of the vlog, and then we will talk about why this stock is still potential for the future on the long-term basis. But let's dive into this stock right now. So if we are looking into the stock that went up over 200% this year alone, just in the first 2 months of this year, this is absolutely insane and obviously unsustainable, but I don't want to answer the question yet. We are looking into the stock and you see that it's a really interesting chart, especially this week was quite sustainable gain with about up to 72% alone this week. So the question to answer for Virgin Galactic is here, will the stock crash? And here's the answer, most probably yes. Now, I'm not like a typical crash guru, therefore I want to explain a bit. There is, for example, yesterday, Friday, was not so good on the stock market, not a good day on the stock market, and the stock already lost 5, 6, 7, 10%. So you can see it's not really stable gain that they had. It's, you know, a run up, and usually this stock can go down even the same percentage that it went up just short term. We saw something very similar to Beyond Mean stock. Let's have a look. So here in May we had still $66 per share, and it went up to even $234-$35 per share, which is approximately 257% in just May till end of July. So this is a crazy run which was not sustainable. And then you can see it went down quite significantly before picking up this year again. So you see some big jumps like this, especially in these young companies that are just starting to grow, is not sustainable. And therefore the answer is yes, there will be most probably, maybe not a crash, maybe a small correction with, you know, bad days on the stock market, because these are the days that, you know, this kind of rose up stocks without any proof of good products or revenue shoot up just on the concept itself, and therefore beware. Or how Morgan Stanley nicely said the other day, Houston, Virgin Galactic needs to return to Earth. Therefore, without further ado, let's talk about the future of Virgin Galactic.
Wolf of Dubai.
If you are following this channel, make sure that to ring the bell, and if you don't follow, make sure to smash that like button and the subscribe button, because both will help. And you know that I love growth companies. I love growth companies, but I'm a mix of growth and value investor. So I'm looking also, is this growth sustainable of a stock, of a company? And you know, new growth stories on the market catch my eye, like Beyond Meat or Virgin Galactic, and I'm looking into those. But you know, this kind of run-ups are quite significantly and unsustainable in my personal opinion. Obviously, maybe the stock will be $100 day after tomorrow, but we don't know. And without, you know, some proof of like how Tesla is the same, like Tesla has such a run up, but it has big revenue, almost 30 billion they will do this year most probably, and therefore there's totally different talk than Beyond Meat and Virgin Galactic that are not even making $1 billion in sales. Therefore, you know, you cannot compare this kind of growth within these companies. So therefore, I love to look into the long term and the value behind these companies, and therefore I'm taking you on the ride on 6 topics that I will talk about the stock today, which is for once the management team. We will talk about the industry. We will talk about the competition of Virgin Galactic. We will talk about the Q4 earnings that will come up on the 25th of February. And we will talk about the product pricing, and we will also look into the future products of Virgin Galactic. And therefore, let's dive in and take off. Okay, so the management team of Virgin Galactic is absolutely strong. I strongly believe that this is one of the best management teams that you can really have. Richard Branson, he built the Virgin Group, which is known for a great brand, great teams, great team building. The people love to work for Virgin. They introduced as first company the 0-day holiday policy, which is, for example, that you can take holidays any time of the year, and he is a $4 billion net worth guy. He built companies like Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Radio, or Virgin Megastores, where you maybe bought something in the mall already. Now, the second biggest guy here, which play a significant role for Virgin Galactic, is Shamat P. He's a venture capitalist and founder and CEO of Social Capital. He's actually coming from the software side. He was one of the first and also fastest and youngest VPs of AOL back in the days. And also he was one of the first executive directors of Facebook in 2007. So he's know the thing or two about future growth companies. And I think his knowledge and his smart money behind this can bring this company forward. I watched some content about this guy, and what he is stating makes really a lot of sense. He is early investor in Slack, Facebook, Tesla as well, and Palantir, which is the company of Peter Thiel, a multi-billion-dollar company, and his venture fund is approximately worth 1.1 in assets. So not a small fish here, a very big fish here, Shamat P. And third in the row is actually the CEO, George Thomas Whitesides. He was chief of staff for NASA, and therefore also important guy here on the block, on the team. And therefore, to these three guys can maybe bring this company very, very forward. And I'm not saying that the stock will crash and I will not invest ever in the stock, because maybe I'm not investing now when the company is valued at 6 and I miss until they will be $30 billion. But if they have really good revenue and really great product and show that the product can work and the company is great and still have the growth potential from 30 billion to 300 billion, I will be there and I will post here on this vlog, so make sure to stay tuned. So the industry of space was for a long time an industry that many avoided because it was so expensive to do something in this industry, and it was reserved for governments with big budgets and big development ideas, and therefore it started with SpaceX. Very less people thought about that SpaceX will be successful, and then in 2000 also Blue Origin, the company by Jeff Bezos, was started. SpaceX has the mission to go to Mars one day, and on the way they are developing things like the Starlink that will IPO maybe in a couple of years, which will provide internet on the whole world. So you can see with satellites it's changed a bit, that it's got privatized. Also Blue Origin want to bring people into space and, you know, sending rockets to the moon. And also we have NASA still working in the space, and so therefore you see the industry is quite hot, but there's just a few players. So for now we know that Virgin Galactic's main interest is space tourism. And they want to start in 5 months. This is a really strong statement here, and therefore I'm very curious that what will happen, because there's basically no competition. SpaceX has a different mission. Blue Origin has let's say a mission to bring people to the space. Maybe they will do tourism and entertainment as well. Jeff Bezos once said he can think about supermarkets in space and other entertainment, amusement parks in space. So he has a vision of some kind of entertainment and tourism out there, but their vision is in a couple of years. So if you think about it, Virgin Galactic has a monopoly in 5 months when they start on shooting people for $250,000 into space for entertainment purposes. And therefore, if you're looking something in this space, this is your only choice, especially in the public market. And therefore, I believe this will push the company as well if they do well. So on the 25th of February, there will be an interesting day for Virgin Galactic, and we will see how the stock react. Will it go further up or will it go down because the earnings Q4 are being released? It will be important for investors, but not that important because actually it will have some revenue. But the question really is how much loss they will have during that quarter, how they manage their money, their funds. And therefore, I will show you now what the EPS, the earnings per share, is expected versus what they did in the Q3. So in the Q3, we had an expectation of negative 16 cents, and it was actually $27 and Q4 is expected on $21. And what will be there if they will lose more than expected? This maybe will be give a negative touch and bring the stock further down, like we have seen on Friday, where the day on the stock market was not so good and the stock lost 5, 7, 10%. It's still very, very volatile, especially under such a growth of the stock, and therefore beware and make sure you don't get dizzy on this kind of roller coaster. Moreover, it's important to see the analysts on Wall Street giving an average price per stock at $18, and the stock is somewhere hovering between 30 and 40, so way more than the analysts are expecting currently. We are standing here on the sidelines and watching this. I definitely will wait at least a couple of months to see how the product will develop and how the numbers will develop to get a better picture of this company before investing. I'm definitely interested. I'm hyped up on new technologies, especially into space, electric, autonomous, all these things, AI, robotics. These are things that I'm very, very interested because this will be shaping the future of tomorrow, and therefore I believe that these are very, very interesting investment points, investment fields for us out there, and I will definitely broadcast it here on this channel. Are you having $250,000 for 1.5 hours ride? I mean, this is what Virgin Galactic is asking for. A ride into space, and having the space, being an astronaut just once in your life will put you back a $250,000 price tag. This is the same price tag of a new Tesla Model Roadster Founders Edition. So this means either you want to be once in space or buy the new Tesla Roadster. It's your decision in the end, but the price of this will go down in future. Now, this is basic economics, and this is where people are getting exciting, because as lower the price go, as more people, as bigger the market is, and they said that they quickly can go to 200,000 with volume. And I believe that the business model is quite interesting because they just need the starships, and building the starship, more starships brings more people out there, reduces the basic cost, the basic investments per trip, and therefore I believe soon they can ship this product or ship you into space for maybe $100,000 or even $50,000. I mean, $50,000, a fifth of what it is today. It would be insane, and I think there's a huge people that instead of, especially celebrities or people that are having a bigger bank account there, instead of, renting a yacht for a week in Ibiza, will go for the space ride, the once in a lifetime experience. So I believe with further, interesting move forward into volume will bring down. We saw this in different industries. With the car industry, EV vehicles were super expensive, and Tesla moved into the mass market and brought the car price down to 39,000, which is a little bit more than the average car of the US American market, automobile market, and therefore with time also mobile phones got more affordable, so you don't see these big phones that people are carrying around, but you see lots of mobile phones and smartphones in every pocket of every human here on earth almost. And therefore you see, you know, as more they deliver, as better becomes the price. There's not much known about the future products of this company, but for sure we will know that actually there will at least one more product that they will launch in a couple of years. Now, Shamat told in one interview that they want to bring people supersonic from New York to Beijing in 2 hours instead of 14. So this is a huge advantage if you can 20% of the time or even 10% of the time that you would spend on the airplane to reach your goal destination will be a game changer, and having this Virgin experience, the overall great experience with Virgin Galactics, will be a game changer. This depends on two things, obviously the price and the safety, and you know, I believe that not only people transporting but also, you know, cargo transporting will be a huge impact on this company, because there's lots and lots of things that can be transported in this short of time. Doesn't matter if it's medical things or urgent medical things, or even fresh stuff that can be transported, or other things that are highly valuable, or other products that currently take, you know, hours to transport, or even cannot be transported, or taking a lot of effort to be transported, to be cool, to be preserved in this transit. And therefore I believe there's a lot of things that can be done in these two new future products of Virgin Galactic. So as you can see in the conclusion of this video, I'm thinking the stock value is currently unsustainable and will correct soon, maybe not heavily, but with time decreasing. So beware to jump now the ship. It was already very fruitful for many people that jumped in with $7, $9, and now at $37. But also these opportunities are coming every now and then on the stock market. So make sure to be subscribed to this channel, because I'm talking about these opportunities every now and then. When the IPO was there of Virgin Galactic, obviously I made a video a couple of months ago. There was the stock at $6-7. Now it's at almost 40, or was at almost 40. So, you know, these opportunities are covered because I'm vlogging every single day, and therefore let's take off together and don't miss any for the opportunities. As Warren Buffett said, there's this 4 or 5 opportunities, and even if you invest in other stocks as well and just have an investment in these opportunities, it will make you wealthy even when the other opportunities or investments doesn't work out.